All right, it's up so you can find the link.
All right, cool. You guys ready? You guys ready? Let's go put the link out to everybody. Start.
Can I do a Chris Collinsworth slide?
I don't know how you're gonna do that with the stool, but okay.
He does it on a stool.
Wheels not sitting in the ball pit.
Oh, fuck. I mean, this is rocks so weird.
And for us, Sam, I got us the Guardians schedule right here, so we can have this game next year.
Yeah, well, we'll have to say our final goodbyes to the Indians at Progressive Field.
We're doing it today.
With the win.
We want to throw on an Indians jersey.
Yep. When did it?
Yeah. Zimmer homered off Zimmer.
Wow.
I want to make sure that stuff's muted because we are live right now.
This is the hour, the darkest place. Dante's Inferno, the devil's maze. It's a good world, good world gone bad. Turn on the news, a sad state of affairs. Half the people dying while the rest of us are splitting hairs. It's a good world gone bad.
What is poppin'? Cover Your Balls, episode 65. Yeah, just like that. What's poppin'?
You know, not much, Mitch.
How you
Good
feeling?
to be back and live. I mean,
I
what's
know.
been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
Well, I think the last live episode was 61 or 62, so it's been at least like 3 episodes. I don't know. You've missed the people, haven't you?
Yeah, I have missed the people. I've missed being on the show. I had to go on a little personal hiatus. I've been dealing with some. What happened here?
What?
I don't know. I know I sound. You lower the sound or something?
I lowered our headphones.
Lowered the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm back. Gianni's back. Back from his. You had what? COVID?
No, I didn't have COVID. I got the vaccine and I was sick from that. And then, yeah. Right? Yeah, that was it.
That was it. So you got vaccinated. Okay. You're back now. There's a lot of people back. There's a lot of people not back. But I think first things first, before we get going here, a couple big announcements. Before we announce what the logo is in the bottom of the screen, Gianni, I think we should flip live to the ball pit right now. And I think we should welcome in the newest correspondent of Cover Your Balls.
Brought to you by Scuddy.
Yes, we'll get into Scuddy here in a second. Brought to you by Scuddy. But Brandon Ranke, newest correspondent, he said he wanted to come in and have worse takes than everybody on Cover Your Balls. Yes. And so we let him come on. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, finally. I mean, I'm a long-time listener, first-time present here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's great.
You're not a first-time caller.
Not a first-time, kind of. But yeah, I mean, just pleasure to be here. It's awesome.
Any first words for everybody out in the ball pit?
I don't have terrible takes. That's all I got to say.
All right.
You do consider yourself a talent evaluator, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, as we learned 2 episodes ago.
Best thing about 3-0. That's all I got to say. Sam Summers.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about some of your other talent evaluation takes. But, wow, okay, let's get into it then. First things first, we have a new logo on the screen. And if you listen to episode 64 of Brandon and I, gave Sam the week off last week. He had a rough week.
I did have a rough week.
I mean, between falling off a swing.
Yes, I did. I forgot about it. I fell off a swing.
Fell off a swing, had a hip issue. Apparently, he got somebody broke in and robbed Sam last week.
Yes.
By the name of Aaron.
Not Hernandez.
No, Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
Hernandez was about 5 or 6 years ago.
So I give Sam the week off, and we know Gianni. Well, first off, happy belated birthday to Gianni. Just turned 21. Now,
Thank you.
Let me give him an applause.
I think they hear me okay, but
honestly, you're getting picked up decently in my headphones. But here, happy birthday. There's a round of applause for you. Yeah, you can hear you a little bit.
Okay, well, thank you for the birthday wishes, everybody. It was a fun time. Went to Columbus. No surprise there. It seems like I'm always saying I'm going to Columbus. I will note that I am not the curse of the Ohio State Buckeyes because they won.
Well,
They beat
They
Akron.
played Akron. Akron.
It's still, if I was cursed, then when
Akron is ranked in the bottom 5 of the worst college football teams in all of college football.
All I know is I was telling my friends that if they lost to Akron, I would never step foot in the Ohio State Stadium again in my life. So
If they would have lost to Akron, I don't know if I could have pinned that on you.
okay.
But that's enough airtime for Ohio State football. We don't need to talk about them anymore. The only college football team we need to be talking about on the show is the Notre Dame College Falcons.
Well, the only football team we need to talk about on the show is the Los Angeles Rams. So.
Debatable. But anyways, let's go back to the logo as you see here in the right by my hand.
And thank you, Tyler. In the chat says "Happy Birthday, Cigar Man," and then he also says that Ranky has terrible takes and this guy in the ball pit sucks.
That is Tyler. Dalzell. Gotcha. Tyler Egan was in the chat earlier as he's waiting for his Xbox
Yeah,
Series
he's
X.
texting and driving and drinking and driving, so...
Just terrible. We already have somebody trying to call and get in the podcast right now. We're not taking callers yet.
Too early for that.
Way too early for that. We got to go through the NFL. We got a couple questions we need to ask each other. Not about best teams, but just about some things happening in the NFL. You know, Sam thinks he's off to a hot start with his coach in the hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
I think my coach in the hot seat.
And my coach of the year.
Coach, that is true. Your coach of the year pick looks amazing. My coach in the hot seat probably looks bad right now, but as I know, and I have so much faith in, it's going to look like a genius pick by the end of the year. But first things first, we'd like to welcome our first official live and recorded sponsor in Cover Your Balls history. Brandon, Rob may not be here because he's in Wisconsin, but now Rob is a part of Cover Your Balls.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you to Rob Williams.
Deep pockets on that guy. Very deep pockets.
Literally.
I think 5 feet pockets. He actually does his own clothing. Own jeans. He has 5 feet pocket. I don't understand, but thank you, Rob.
Well, here's what I will say. So that logo represents Rob's new and upcoming company, Scuddy. Now, I know there's a lot of different ages, genders, no matter what out here in the ball pit, but guess what? Scuddy is suitable for anybody, I believe, over the age of 18, maybe 16.
I don't know.
I would say probably 18.
We'll say 18 right now with a little asterisk.
Yeah.
We didn't clarify that one with Rob. But, I mean, Scuddy is basically it's Scuddy, your need, your price. Right now, find jobs, get paid, Scuddy.com. It's literally, you can go on and freelance for any type of work. I mean,
Side hustle on.
it literally is a side hustle. Plenty of people can make livings off that. I mean, listen, we don't need to be talking about mowing lawns or, I mean, not taking pictures, because if you need any photography done or videography or any graphic thing, you already go to Gianni Capuano,
Yes.
Media LLC. I'm not sure why he hasn't sponsored the show yet, though. It's kind of sketchy if you ask me.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, it's
Thin
kinda weird.
pockets on that
Thin
guy.
pockets, yeah. All right. Well, but literally, guys, it's as simple as this. Sam, you're moving soon, right?
I am moving.
Yeah,
Yes, December 1st.
I heard you need to buy a new fridge.
I'm not sure,
say yes.
but yes, I do.
Yes.
Actually,
Well,
yes.
guess what?
How
Instead
could I forget?
of paying Home Depot $150 to move the fridge for you, Brandon over here on Saturdays moves fridges for $50.
Okay. Wow.
And he does it all by himself. Just small stuff like that people don't even think about. I mean, the job possibilities are endless. You need to check out Scuddy.com right now.
Yeah. Or
And
I'll
there's
tell you what. Maybe if you're a guy and you're leasing a truck that is maybe a little outside of your budget, having trouble paying for that said truck, well, maybe you start moving couches. Maybe you start moving fridges. Put an ad out. Hey, I'm your
Well
moving
said.
guy. That's a great way.
Hey.
If you don't have a side hustle, what are you doing? You obviously haven't taken a class with Dave Ramsey. You haven't listened to any of his podcasts, and I would say you'll probably drown in debt if you don't have a side hustle.
I'm out of debt because that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay everything
And
off in
Scuddy.
cash.
what is debt?
Couldn't tell you.
Never heard of it.
But I do know a guy with a new truck.
Yes.
Sitting right next to you, Sam.
Yes.
We did move a locker today, so look at that. If only somebody would have messaged me on Scuddy saying they need a locker moved, I could have done it for him. But no, for real, couldn't think of a better person to start this business up than Rob Williams. Happy to have him be a part of the show. Him and Chris might be watching right now. If not, Rob is a grinder. Rob is constantly working. So, wow. Listen, what is this, amateur hour? We got sound playing in the background over
I'm
here.
pulling up the stream.
All
I
right.
will say, Scuddy
Sheesh.
seems really great. I like right when Mitch told me. Obviously, I do a lot of like freelance stuff myself for my company. So Capuano Media will most definitely be on Scuddy. So
Yeah, look at that. And that's the other thing. If you do have a side hustle already, you can post on Scuddy for people to go to you. It's the beautiful thing. It's something that no one's ever really seen before. You already have big time companies looking at them, and I'm not capping at all when I say that.
and even more of a plug, I will agree. It seems like there's a lot more detail into this. Obviously, I haven't sunk my teeth in like super. I haven't seen a whole lot, but from what Mitch has told me, I've like personally been a freelancer for a while. Like I've been on a lot of other freelance sites, like different sites that we won't mention. We don't want to mention any.
Right. They're not worth it.
Other freelance sites, they're good, but there's always something that they're missing, and I really feel like Scuddy has all that going on. So make sure you guys check it out.
Well, either way, we're happy to have Rob here. Maybe we'll get him on here shortly. Or
Yes.
his brother, Chris. Chris is an avid Cover Your Balls fan. But without further ado, Sam, should we recap week 3 of the NFL season?
Let's recap.
All right, let's go ahead and recap. Where should we start? You want to start with last Thursday night's game?
Yeah, I mean, we'll start with last Thursday's night game. You got Davis Mills neck game.
Yep.
I don't know what's up with Tyrod Taylor. I don't know if he'll be back anytime soon. That's really all we have to say. Chris McCaffrey out. Chuba Hubbard, I think is his real name.
It's Chuba, but I call him Chuba. It's better.
Yeah, might want to pick him up on fantasy if you haven't already. That would be a great fantasy pickup. Christian McCaffrey's he'll probably just be done for the year. This is classic Christian McCaffrey. Pulls a hamstring, comes back, sprains his ankle, comes back, and then I don't know, bruised knee, and then that will be Christian McCaffrey's season.
Week to week turns into half the season.
Yeah.
with that
really.
guy.
That's too bad.
But he got all that guaranteed money. Can you blame him?
Consensus
blame him?
number 1 pick in fantasy, but you take the risk.
You do take the risk. You really do. I mean, listen, Dave Mills' neck game, like you said, you know what's really crazy before we move on from this shit show of a game anyways? Tyrod Taylor in Buffalo. After he gets hurt, they put in Nathan Peterman, who we all know is terrible. But then they draft Josh Allen, right? Comes to Cleveland, gets hurt. Baker Mayfield born. Goes to L.A., lung punctured. Justin Herbert born. Goes to Houston, pulls his hamstring. Dave Mills born. Is Dave Mills the next great quarterback?
I don't think so, but could it be Deshaun Watson? on their bench. I don't know why they're not playing Deshaun Watson.
Well, he's not playing because I don't know if you heard. He's kind of under investigation by the NFL because he has count it, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 15, not 16, but 22 accounts of sexual misconduct being charged against him. He is on the commissioner's exempt list.
Innocent till proven guilty.
Sure.
Yes.
I'll give you that. But that is the reason he is not playing. Even if he was able to play, he has said multiple times he would not play for the Houston Texans. Bad teammate, if you ask me. Shows extreme bad character. Not a leader that you'd want leading your football team anyways. So that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, let's get away from that game. Panthers, Sam. 3-0.
Yeah,
I believe earlier in our NFL preview show, you said something about Matt Rule.
Yeah, I said, Matt Rule's probably, for his value, I think it was plus 1,500, would be a great coach of the year pick, and I think he might actually win coach of the year. And right now, and you got the Panthers 3-0. The reason I think that is if Sam Darnold plays like a decent QB all season, with the hate around Adam Gase and the Jets and how horrible that he is, Matt Rule will probably swoop in and people will herald him for what he did to Sam Darnold. So I think that might be a really, really good pick right now. I mean, it's week 3, so we'll see.
Week 3. They have looked impressive.
Just want to add in, they have yet to trail this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 games yet to trail. Last year, I do believe they picked every pick that they had. I think 8 picks last year, all defense. And it's proven.
Yeah, their defense is really good. They've played the Jets, the Texans, and the Saints. So those are 3. All 3 of those teams will not make the playoffs. We'll see if the Panthers keep it up. But I have faith in the Panthers. Could they win the South? The leaders of the South right now.
That is true. And listen, we'll get into the whole schedule game here later because I know we're going to be firing takes off about who you play. But at the end of the day, you can only play who's on your schedule, right? I know you were open up with the Jets who, we'll talk about the Jets here later. But moving on, let's just go south. Let's stay in the state of Florida. Let's talk about the clown move of the year as a head coach. I know they won. The Arizona Cardinals beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 31-19. Cliff Kingsbury definitely gets Clown Coach of the Game award over Urban Meyer, which is hard to do. He actually proved Urban Meyer to be right because Urban Meyer said it's like playing Alabama every week.
Yep.
And Cliff Kingsbury tried a 68-yard field goal at half.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a brain scratcher. Maybe just throw a Hail Mary. You're tied with the Jaguars. Not a great look, but it's the Jaguars. You're going to come out and destroy them in the second half, and that's what they did.
Right, absolutely. And here's the difference. We're going to talk about Justin Tucker and that bullshit that should have never happened anyways. But he was in a dome that's a controlled environment. You're outside in Florida. Hurricane season right now. You never know when the winds are going to kick in. But Cardinals win 31-19. They move to 3-0. Brandon, any thoughts on this game?
You're going to kick a field goal. Hey, who really cares? What are the odds that he returns 109 yards?
Yeah.
It's happened, 2 other times in NFL history?
Not even 100 yards. That was the longest return ever.
Right. That play.
Yeah.
It's happened 2 other times in NFL history. Yeah. So.
And that's 2 special team touchdowns for, I think his name is Jonathan Agnew. I think it's his first name. So Agnew, at least 2 touchdowns.
And hey, listen, Urban Meyer, we knew at Ohio State he's a special teams coach. So right now, special teams looks great. Maybe he should stick to being a special teams coach instead of a head coach in the NFL. Moving on, Jaguars suck. We were talking about that before the show. Don't know if they'll win a game this year, although they do play the Jets. We'll probably have a 24-hour preview of that game later in the year. Let's head up north to Buffalo, where Sam, your Bills. I believe that's your second team, right? Yes,
you can call them that.
Second team.
It's a big threat to the Browns, but I've became very fond of a lot of people from Buffalo, and inherently I've watched a lot of Buffalo Bills games. So I'm not going to stop rooting for the Bills. I hope to meet them in the AFC Championship game, and then they'll be the enemy. But they absolutely dominated. The Washington football team has lost their defense. I don't know what happened to them.
I don't know what's happened, but I will say this. As the Bills win 43-21, you have to start, maybe looking elsewhere than a football field. Could this be Taylor Heineke's fault because he accepted a sponsorship from a beer brand not named Heineken?
I did not hear that. Who's he sponsored by?
I do not. My gut says Bush, but I know it's not Bush. But it was not Heineken. That was the head of the article. Heineken never signed him with the last name Heineken. I feel like that's just bad karma for Taylor Heineke and the Washington football team now.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. They're not going to win many games this year. I feel bad for them. He got sponsored by Bud Light.
Okay.
You can't blame him with that.
Probably got more money.
Probably, but with the name Heineke and Heineken, it just makes you wonder sometimes.
It's almost too good of a deal.
What are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, it was lopsided. We all kind of knew that was going to happen. It is what it is. I mean, Josh Allen proved that he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, Bills look scary.
Yeah.
They do. That week 1 loss looks like a total fluke, and we'll talk about that team that beat them here in a second. Gianni, I'm kind of leaving you out of these games because none of them have to do with any of your teams that you care about. Let's head to New England there, where famous Jameis got back on track. The New Orleans Saints in the free money game of the week. Brandon actually picked the New England Patriots. Just don't know why you do that. This is the free money game of the week. Saints 28-13. Mac Jones looked like a rookie per usual because he probably wasn't playing the New York Jets. Listen, I picked the Saints as my sleeper team this year to make the playoffs. 2-1 right now. They get to go home for the first time in over a month. Good for the Saints. If you go 2-1 to open the season on the road, it's going to be good for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was the free money game of the week. The under at, I believe, 43 was a nail biter. Skin and tooth there at the end. Jameis Winston had the best touchdown pass of the year. I don't know if you guys saw that one where his one leg was in the air.
Yes.
Getting sacked. He just tossed it up in the air. Marquez Callaway came down with the catch. Jameis Winston is just doing Jameis Winston stuff. You can't hate him for it.
No, I love it. You love to see him back.
All I got to say about that game is, I mean, the Saints are going to win. Their defense is going to win them a lot of football games. I mean, they had a pick 6.
That's all they have going for them.
They're going to win a lot of games by the defense. I mean, Jameis Winston has like 350 yards passing all year.
But he doesn't have like 7 touchdowns.
Very efficient. But
It's incredible.
So it's amazing.
Still.
That's what you wanted to your guy. Saints moved to 2-1. We'll see what they do next weekend. We go to Pittsburgh now. God, I take so much joy in this. The Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the first time I think I can confidently say this. I don't know if you 3 agree with me or anybody out there in the ball pit. The Pittsburgh Steelers blow.
Yeah, their defense isn't really that great either. I mean,
No.
granted, TJ Watt is out. I don't think Devin Bush is back either. He's a pretty good middle linebacker.
Agreed.
But, what I've been saying is Big Ben is kind of like the Joe Biden of the NFL right now. I don't really think he wants to be playing quarterback. And if he does want to, he's way too old for it, way too incompetent, and we need to get him out of there. So I think it's a pretty good analogy.
He threw the ball 58 times yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
38 of 58, 318 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. His interceptions, wow, it wasn't even like it was, behind or like off a receiver's hands or tipped at the line. I mean, the one he literally just threw it to a Bengal middle linebacker. Brandon, is this the Steelers team we're going to see the rest of the year? Is Mike Tomlin finally going to have his first sub 500 team in his career as head coach?
He's a great coach. So I never count out the Steelers. I mean, they haven't had a losing season in 15 years since he's been a head coach. If they don't have TJ Watt on defense, they're not good. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think that, and I'm going to put it out there, I think they're the worst team in the AFC North.
Oh, I think it's. I think
I
that's
think
a
so,
given.
too.
Gianni, what do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Speak up a little bit.
All right, so ultimately, my gut tells me the Steelers are going to be just fine. I don't know. It's the Steelers. Mama Capuano was not upset, as some of you know. My mom is a Steelers fan.
So sorry.
It's, it's tough to say, but my gut tells me the Steelers are going to be fine just because how they've always been. But I don't know. That's just.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about it. Maybe if they got a new quarterback, maybe an offensive line.
Cam Newton?
They love Mason Rudolph
Maybe.
for some reason. By the way, Myles Garrett was just trying to put Mason Rudolph's helmet on.
Cam Newton?
Yeah, I just don't think there's a chance that they're going to get rid of Big Ben.
No.
If they
they're
committed
gonna
for the
live and die by
season.
him. They're going to live and die with him.
I think there's a serious chance that the Bengals finish second in the AFC North.
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. We'll have to wait and see how that happens. Browns don't play an AFC North game until October 31st. Kind of wild.
Spooky.
Yes. But it's
True.
All right, moving on. Perhaps the top-ranked 3-0 team in the NFL, based on opponents' points per game and their wins a margin, although they have played the worst schedule in the NFL so far. The Denver Broncos, 26-0 over the New York Jets. At this point,
Teddy covers.
Teddy covers once again. He is the most covering quarterback in NFL history, if I do recall.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, his winning percentage, I think, is well over 60%. Still haven't took the Broncos to cover this year, so that tells you what kind of gambler I am, an idiot. But I always think that I'm going to be too late to the trend. If I hop on, it's going to end, and I don't want to be that kind of person. I look for my own trends.
Good for you. Good for you. That's good guy Sam right there. But yeah, the Broncos have played the Giants, Jaguars, and Jets. all have a combined record of 0-9. But like we said, you can only play those on your schedule. Brandon, are you buying the Broncos?
I like their defense. I think that you could argue a top 5 defense in the league. Now, I know that they play the teams they have, but the defense looks good. I mean, the offense is, I don't know how they're going to perform the rest of the year. They got a tough schedule coming up. I mean, you got to play the Chargers twice. You got to play the Chiefs twice. You got to play the Raiders twice. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know if they can keep it up. I mean,
You got to play the Browns.
yeah, I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see, for sure. I think if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't turn the ball over, they are definitely a dark horse for a potential wild card spot. But other than that,
The defense will keep them in games.
they will. They really will. Moving on. Let's go. What's our next mid-afternoon game? Oh, let's look no further than Minnesota. The Vikings get a much-needed win without Dalvin Cook. In fact, the offense kind of looks better without him. 30-17 over the Seahawks, who did not score in the second half. Browns travel to Minnesota this week, Sam. Oh, the Vikings. How do you feel?
I feel pretty nervous. I'm still kind of waiting to see what the Browns got. I know we played the Chiefs and we played. We played a competent Texans team. We played the Bears yesterday, which we'll get to. But I'm nervous. I don't know. Hopefully Greg Newsome is back, but they have the weapons to keep up with anybody else in the league, and it looks like their defense is okay if you hold the Seahawks to 0 second-half points.
Yeah, I think that's also just because Pete Carroll's not letting Russ cook. Another one take you said Pete Carroll's going to be in the hot seat here. Not yet. He's not yet. It's going to have to be a while to see if that happens.
I don't know, though. It's, you go, say they lose next week, you start the season off 1-3, 1-4. You need serious changes ASAP.
Definitely better candidates to be on the hot seat after 3 weeks. I will say that. There's definitely about 3 other candidates that deserve to be on the hot seat. But Brandon, your takeaway from the Vikings beating the Seahawks?
I don't think the Vikings are that bad. I really don't. I think they have a solid defense. Offensively, they have complete studs. I mean, Dalvin Cook, top 3 running back in the league. Jefferson,
They didn't
Thielen.
play yesterday and looked pretty good. They won. Dalvin Cook doesn't play and they win their game.
That's okay. They should have beat the Cardinals. The Seahawks are in trouble. I mean, they're not going to win their division. They're not going to be in the playoffs.
Getting
The
old
offensive
quick.
line is terrible. The defense is old. They have really nothing going for them besides Russ and Lockett and Metcalf. That's it.
I mean, they got Chris Carson, but their O-line stinks. Their D-line stinks, and they're not getting any younger.
They just got 2. They got a Hall of Famer middle linebacker, but he can't do it all.
He's old.
He is old. But he still gets it done. He gets it done at a high level. I will say that.
I mean, he'll tackle you 18 times. But
You know who doesn't get it done at a high level? Carson Wentz. We go to Tennessee now. Tennessee 25-16 over the Indianapolis Colts. Colts 0-3. This has just been a no-brainer for me. I don't know why people were so high on the Indianapolis Colts this year. Is it still Carson Wentz's second year, Sam? Is that why people are still high on the Colts because he's quarterback? I mean, the dude sprained both his ankles.
Yeah, I don't get it. I've been saying it on the show for the entire NFL season. I don't know why anyone would be high on the Colts, why you would bet on the Colts. Carson Wentz is horrible. I've been saying it for the past 3 years. I feel bad for the guy. He's just gotten his shit rocked basically for his whole career. He continues to do so. He sprains both ankles. He plays in the game. I don't know. The Colts are going to be sub 500 this year, and they're going to continue to do so. They're wasting that great defense.
Brandon, how do you feel? I know you're a Carson Wentz truther.
I would not go that far. I think he's injury prone as hell. I mean, we've seen his whole career. I think it just shows the type of player he is to come out and play this week after the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a hell of a competitor. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much longer he's going to stay in the NFL. He reminds me way too much of Andrew Luck with lesser talent.
He's Quentin Nelson too.
He considers himself a man of faith. He has a very hot-looking wife. And really, he's just going to hang him up soon and go farm in North Dakota, South Dakota, wherever he came from. And he's going to have a very, very lovely life. Very lovely life.
With his lovely wife.
Yes, very lovely life with his lovely wife.
Perfect. Titans moved to 2-1. Colts 0-3. Playoffs chances for them, I believe, are under 5% now. Usually if you drop to 0-3, you don't make the playoffs. But we'll see what happens there. Let's quickly touch on the Falcons at the New York Giants in the Meadowlands. Giants fall to 0-3. Falcons pick up their first win of what Brandon and I have been saying now for about 2 weeks. Could more than likely be their first of 5 straight wins, given their schedule. Their schedule is absolutely a joke. Do you think the Falcons could win the next 4? Given they play some of the worst teams in the NFL, 2 or 3
I
teams
think they play
haven't
the
even,
Jets this week.
and they play the Dolphins, who are bad.
Well, they're definitely winning this upcoming week.
I don't know. I'm not high on the Falcons. I think they'll beat the Jets, but I don't know if they'll do too much more than that. With no offensive line and a slow quarterback like Matt Ryan, you're not going to win too many ball games. Their defense isn't great, but the Jets are. The Jets are atrocious. I'm sorry, the Giants are atrocious.
The Falcons play Washington next week
Okay.
at home, and then they play the Jets at home, and then they play the Dolphins, and then they play the Panthers.
Okay.
So they should realistically win their next
have a
3.
chance.
They should win their next 3. That Panthers game could be a very good game.
I think they'll win maybe 1 out of the 2. 1 out of the 3.
They will win 1 out of the 3.
We know
They
that.
might.
They'll beat the Jets.
They might.
They'll beat the Jets.
And Zach Wilson, number 2 overall pick. We'll see.
We're going to talk about him a little later here in the show. Next up, the game with perhaps some of the most controversy of the day in Detroit. The Lions, first off, the Lions might be the best 0-3 team in the NFL. I think the Lions are actually pretty good. I'm not saying, playoff team above 500, but they're going to hang in there with you. They're going to bite your kneecaps. And Dan Campbell was close to biting off Lamar Jackson's kneecap yesterday. Justin Tucker, NFL record, 66-yard field goal for the win.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
Should have never happened, though.
No, shouldn't have happened. And you can go to the delay of game, but really it was the 4th and 19 that it should have never happened. I mean, that's poor coaching, in my opinion. You shouldn't be that relaxed. You shouldn't be in the zone in 4th and 19. Just bat the effing ball down. But if Marquise Brown doesn't drop, I'm pretty sure 3 touchdowns in total, 2 touchdowns in the same drive, that game would have never been
It was
close.
like back-to-back plays.
Yeah, that game would have never been close. So that game was a lot closer than it seemed. But anyway, an absolutely incredible ending. 66-yarder for the win. That's pretty cool.
Oh, it was pretty sweet. If it was 66 and a half, it wouldn't have been good. I mean, literally, he hit the middle crossbar and it bounced in. But, I mean, the Lions got hosed here on the delay game call. I mean, it wasn't even like it was a quick switch to 0. It was almost a solid 2 Mississippi that the play clock set at 0. The officials let it go. Poor Lions. I mean,
You can't put it in the ref's hands.
you really can't. But at the same time, I mean, I didn't realize we still had the replacement refs out here.
You always see that, though, where the play clock goes to
I
0.
feel like it
and then-
happens all the time.
It does, but we talked about this yesterday.
We talked about it in the car
yesterday.
yesterday.
What happens when the clock hits 0 in the NBA?
Right, yeah. Shot clock violation. Buzzer.
Right.
Buzzer.
Buzzer.
They need to do. Should there not be something in the NFL for that? When the play clock hits 0, you should be penalized.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, what it's going to take. I know, they always, the clocks are off, so what can you do? I don't know, imagine how loud that buzzer has to be.
It'd have to be very
Has to
loud.
be very loud.
But, I mean, also in the NBA, the shot clock is very visible.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you where the clock is on an NBA.
Well, they have them in the end zone,
Okay, but
straight ahead of you.
yeah.
I mean, granted, yes, I get what you're saying,
know,
but
I mean,
with guys, we got the damn 4K cameras running around in the field. We got sky cams. You're telling me they can't figure out some technology to make a buzzer or put something as soon as the play clock hits 0, it's delay a game?
I totally agree.
I just, and I'm not saying it because it happened yesterday. It's happened numerous games in past seasons before where it's not even close, and you're wondering why, or it's 0 for 3 seconds, and somebody's calling timeout and they're granting the timeout. Like, how many times have you seen flags thrown for delay a game, and they go, there was no delay a game, so and so called timeout?
Yeah, well, it's tough, though, because you have the ref on the sideline, and he's talking to the coach who calls timeout, and that ref has to signal to, the head ref who's all the way over there.
Judge is the one who's looking at the clock, and, I mean...
It's messy. I think something should happen. Dan Campbell's quote where he was like, we'll get an apology tomorrow, and, after your apology, whatever he said. And he's absolutely right. So hopefully they'll do something about it. But again, Ravens should have won the game regardless.
If this is a playoff game with playoff implications, they may do something about it.
Yeah, right.
Like when they did the pass interference, we can challenge that now.
No, you can't anymore. They got rid of it
right,
'cause that was stupid.
Because it was
Horrible.
Well,
call.
because they'd review
Challenge every
it,
play.
they'd challenge it, and then they wouldn't uphold it when it was egregious
Yeah, I
like
mean,
it was. It was just ridiculous, and so
And Tom Brady would probably only have 6 rings. I think the Saints would have beat that team.
probably.
The Rams would have never been embarrassed.
It's true.
Saints never beat that team.
Would have never been embarrassed. Well, I mean, the Saints would have had a better shot offensively to score. That's for sure.
That could be true.
Where else are we? Okay. Brandon, I'll let you take the lead here. Let's go to Las Vegas.
We're going to talk about the Raiders.
Your favorite team in the NFL.
I mean, Derek Carr didn't look good to start off, but a win's a win in the NFL. I'm going to say this every time we talk about it. I don't care who you're playing. It's the NFL. Everybody's out there. The best players in the world are out there playing football. If you win, you win. And they got it done. I mean, it was an overtime game, but they got it done.
You know what I find to be incredible is they somehow went to OT even with a safety. Mm-hmm. Did somebody go for 2 at one point? What happened there?
Well, the Dolphins ended up going for 2 in the fourth quarter and got it.
Okay.
To tie it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was
Weird scoring
It
game.
really was a weird scoring. I mean, Derek Carr's first pass was a pick six.
Pick six.
Now the Miami Dolphins hold the NFL record for most games most consecutive games with a takeaway. It's now 25 straight games they forced a turnover. Wow. That's incredible. Actually, mind-boggling. Dolphins fall to 1-2. This is one of the teams I've never been high on. Actually, I'm never high on either of these teams. The Raiders are who we thought they were. They're going to start out. They're probably going to start out at 5-1, 6-2. And then they'll collapse like they have the past 3 seasons under John Gruden. Happens every year. They lose 7 of the last 9. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Dolphins, with or without Tua, suck. Jacoby Brissett might be the better option to play at quarterback. Didn't turn the ball over.
I mean, I've always thought he was okay.
Yeah, I did too.
He's a great backup.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Colts didn't give him a chance, honestly.
Yeah, I am too. But either way, the Raiders moved to 3-0. It's another undefeated team in the NFL that a lot of people are keeping their eyes on. And we'll see what happens next week. I believe they're Monday Night Football against the Chargers, which is where we go now. The Chargers go to Arrowhead and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Does this say more about the Chargers? Does this say more about the Chiefs? Are the Chiefs not as good, or are they not getting as lucky as they have in past years, Sam?
You know, the Patrick Mahomes no-look interception, I don't know what he's thinking. They're getting way too cute with it. I think
It's poetic justice is what it is.
I think they're being way too cocky for who they are. Their defense looks pretty abysmal, and if you can shut down Tyreek Hill, you have a really good chance of winning the game. Travis Kelce, you're not going to shut him down ever.
Nope.
He's unstoppable. But if you can shut down Tyreek Hill in that deep threat, like the Browns should have done, the Chiefs would be 0-3. And I'll tell you what, if the Chiefs were 0-3 right now, I'd be very nervous for them to even make the playoffs.
They should be 0-3.
They should. They realistically should be 0-3.
Yeah.
And what sucks is I said that loss to the Browns, it sucked, doesn't going to hurt them, but at this rate, I don't know if we're going to see the Chiefs again in the playoffs. I mean, who knows? We got to see what happens here. I mean, I just love the fact that Patty Mahomes doesn't get away with the shit he has for the past 3 years. The crossbody throws, the off the back foot, no look passes. It's amazing. Give credit to the Chargers. One of the ballsiest calls of the day, going for it on 4th and 9. But at the end of the day, it's what you have to do, and they end up winning. Chiefs hold 1-2. Now they'll probably get back on track next week. We'll see. Andy Reid went to the hospital after the game. Don't know what's wrong with him. They're at Philadelphia though. It's a homecoming game for Andy. But does this say more? Like you said, I mean, you believe in the Chargers now?
Yeah, I mean, I believe in the Chargers. I believe in Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen. Mike Williams has looked fantastic. You have Darwin James. Asante Samuel Jr. now. They've got a really good defense. Joey Bosa.
If the defense is healthy, I mean, they're a great team. They're a great offensive team. The defense is healthy. I mean, I think that they have a chance to easily win the division.
They're what, 2-1 now?
Yeah,
they are 2-1. Yep, their loss was coming to the Cowboys.
Okay.
Tough game. I mean, down to the wire, game-winning field goal.
Yeah, tough game.
I agree. Listen, it's still
week 3.
It's still week 3. There's so much more stuff that could happen. I mean, for all we know, there could be some fraud teams out there. We don't know yet. But that was a really good game. It was a really good game. It's nice to see the Chiefs are back to being vulnerable right now. I personally think it's because Travis Kelce shaved his beard.
I think it's Jackson Mahomes.
Yeah, I really do think
Jackson
that's the
kryptonite.
Yeah.
I really do. When
He's
your
ridiculous.
starting quarterback, obviously his brother, has to talk about him in a press conference,
Right.
I mean, come on.
Maybe skip a few games, Jackson Mahomes. And then the mayor of Kansas City says, please stop bullying Jackson Mahomes.
All you're doing is going to get more bullies.
How old is Jackson Mahomes?
He's our age.
I think he's our
21,
age.
22, 23.
I mean, if he's over 21, then Jackson Mahomes needs to
Yeah, I mean, come on.
grow up. I'm not going to say man up, but grow up, take charge for himself. Quit doing these TikTok dances and go do something for yours. I don't even know what he does all day.
That's what he does all day.
That's what he does all day.
That's how he makes money.
Okay, wow.
I mean, I only know that because Brandon follows him on TikTok and sends me a TikTok every day of him.
I might have to start doing TikTok dances if he's making a career off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't
Just have a
don't
brother
dump,
that is the number one player in the league.
don't dump water on angry fans after your team loses on
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football and look like a complete crybaby bitch. All right, so out of that, we go to Sunday Night Football. Green Bay Packers at San Francisco 49ers. Aaron Rodgers finally moves to 500 against the 49ers and what was potentially the game of the weekend. Listen, Trey Lance chance at halftime from Niner fans at home who were down 17-7. Trey Lance is 2 for 2 on the touchdown play this year. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, yeah.
Lions and this game. But at the end of the day, the 49ers, they messed up. You gave Aaron Rodgers the ball back with too much time. We've seen this movie and script over and over and over again.
Hold on now.
Don't be playing soft defense.
You can't
I hate
say
it.
37 seconds with no timeouts is too much time.
For Aaron Rodgers, who we've seen have 3 successful Hail Marys in his career.
But at what point,
Like what? I mean, honestly,
minute and a
if it
half
was
is too much time.
If it was 34 seconds, they wouldn't have won.
right, 34 seconds. Even Devontae Adams, the very first play, he catches the ball, he tries to run out of bounds. I mean, he could have,
Yeah.
taken a knee. They would have been in a better position.
But he didn't.
I mean, this was a great game. It was an absolutely fantastic game. I did what I call the pro move, in which I took the game over, took a nap, first the 3 quarters, slept through it, woke up fourth quarter, woke up for a hell of a finish. I didn't even see the 49ers were down 14-0. I had absolutely no clue what was going on. I woke up
17-0.
delirious.
They were down
I thought it was
17-0.
going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I woke up to the sound of George Kittle fighting the Packers defense, and I absolutely loved it. If primetime games continue on the path which it looks like they're heading, it's going to be a very, very great year for NFL fans. Next Sunday night, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
It's a homecoming game. I mean,
That'll be awesome.
Shocked the spread's only 5.5 right now. But no, listen, is everybody off the is Aaron Rodgers wash train or?
Yeah, I'm off.
I mean, like it was one game, guys. I still think he was doing it to prove a point. Aaron Rodgers knows how good the Packers can be. He knows how good he is. I mean, he is the defending league MVP. Packers are fine. Packers are going to be a top 3 team in the NFC at the end of the year. They're going to win the NFC North, and it's going to be, can the coaching staff get it right, and can Kevin King, not stay 20 yards off Scotty Miller at the end of the half. It's just the Packers will be fine. Brandon, you're back on the Aaron Rodgers train?
I was never off. I mean,
Gianni, though. I feel like you were off the Aaron Rodgers train.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's a big Rams guy.
That has nothing to do with it. I mean, just
He doesn't want to see him in the
I
playoffs.
feel like I was never really off Aaron Rodgers, but I mean, I did have my doubts. I don't know. I will say though, I will add, Mama Suzanne and Papa Louie are not big Aaron Rodgers guys. I remember last week, I came downstairs and my parents were watching the Packers game, and my mom was going on and on about how Aaron Rodgers was a crybaby and all this stuff.
Aaron Rodgers just rubs all our parents the wrong way. He's the typical guy that gets the parents going to the
He's a douchebag.
get off my lawn type thing.
Well, Gianni's
No.
parents don't like him because what he did to their team in the
That's fair.
Super Bowl, which was absolutely fantastic. I'm glad he did so. I was off the Aaron Rodgers train. I'm usually a big believer of Aaron Rodgers. I'm one of his biggest fans in the world. And I declared my unfandomship. I'm no longer a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I'm now rooting against him. I don't like doing so, but I have to stick to my word. Aaron Rodgers is awesome. He's fun to watch, but I have to root against him now.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. We've seen how that one goes before.
And Larry Andriff in the chat says,
Yeah, we'll talk about him
Let's-
later. We'll talk about him later. This is all an act by Larry Andriff. I don't need.
Okay.
We shouldn't even pay attention to him.
All right.
It's all an act. But let's go to your game next, Gianni.
"Oh yeah,
The Rams hosting the Buccaneers. I had my theory on this for over a week now, which Gianni doesn't like the theory at all. But even though we've seen it our entire lives, Sam, go ahead. I'll let you. You can lead this game here.
Yeah, so I was up in Cleveland for the Browns game. So I did another pro move, which is bet on the Rams, drive an hour and a half home. Once you get back,
you mean with fake money though, right?"
yes,
Yeah,
with fake money.
Because gambling in Ohio isn't legal because of our corrupt legislature.
Yep. Well, I made a quick trip to Pennsylvania on the way.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, it was great. When I got back, it was kind of already a blowout. So I turned it on, turned it back off, got myself ready for the Packers 49ers game. But the Rams look pretty good. Matt
Oh,
Stafford looks
really?
like a Hall of Famer.
We look like the best team in the NFC. I don't think it's close. based on the quality of opponents they've played. I mean, you can say the Cardinals look good, but my whole thing is, as long as Cliff Kingsbury's your head coach, I'm never going to consider you one of the best teams in the NFL.
And the Rams have an explosive offense. Defense looks
You mean
great.
Sean McVay?
No, I'm saying
Great coach.
I'm saying.
I mean,
Oh, you were talking to him. I thought you were talking to me.
I was.
No, I was saying that I'm saying the Rams are the best team in the NFC based off the quality of opponents because the Cardinals have played
No, I
nobody,
see.
and Cliff Kingsbury is the clown of head coach. No, Gianni, go ahead. Just speak up.
I mean, what can I say? The Rams, the way they look right now, they're Super Bowl bound. It's only a matter of time. I think right now, the Rams, they're collecting their infinity stones right now. It's pretty apparent that they just kind of got it all. I mean, I will say that if we're weak in anything, Sonny Michel did all right. I actually wanted does anyone know his stats?
Sonny Michel was 20 for 67.
felt like he had like 10 yards.
Yeah, I really didn't. Having 67 yards is actually better than what I thought he did yesterday.
Yeah, I really thought he had like 20
never heard
yards.
his.
But what I'm saying is, what I was getting to is I feel like the only thing we don't kind of have is a running game. Henderson got hurt. You have Sonny Michel, but that's the only thing. But it hasn't really worried me at all. I mean, we pretty much got it all. We have a great offense, even better defense, the number one defense, I will add. A great coach. Everything's just kind of in our way. Everything's just kind of in our way, and I can't see a world where the Rams aren't in the NFC Championship playing for Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp, I think, is going to be the best wide receiver of all time. It's just, Cooper Kupp is my guy. He's always been my guy since he's been in the league. And what more can I say about the best NFL team in the league?
I didn't even know that you guys had Deshaun Jackson.
He took the top off of him.
That dude has been playing football for so long.
He gets hurt every year. It's just a matter of time before he doesn't play the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, he'll
he
play
will.
2
He'll
or
get
3
hurt.
games, but he'll put up this stat line.
Yeah, in fantasy last year, I think he played 2 games and then got hurt.
Wasn't he on the Buccaneers last year?
Yes.
Or was he on the
No,
Eagles?
he was on the Eagles
The
last
dude, I feel like the dude's gone from the Eagles, the Buccaneers, the Eagles, the Buccaneers, then back to the Eagles. Now he's over there. I mean,
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson, we'll see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt, but, if he does get hurt, I really wouldn't be that worried.
I'm not hoping he gets hurt, but I mean, if he did get hurt as a Robert Woods fantasy football
what
wide
I'm
receiver
saying.
owner, I wouldn't be so upset about it. I mean, Robert Woods, get your head out of your ass. I don't know what you've been doing all off season. Was Robert Woods the can't miss wide receiver you take? Bum.
Even that Van Jefferson, whoever the hell that guy is.
Yeah, get him off the field. Why is he on? Put Robert Woods in the field.
I think he played well
No,
week 1.
he's a stud.
Yeah, I don't even know who the hell that guy is.
You know who's better?
I
Robert
honestly
Woods.
do not know what's up with Robert Woods. I thought he'd be more in tune with the offense this year. But, obviously Cooper Kupp is the guy. I knew he was going to be the guy. The only reason I took him in fantasy is because Matt Hicks took him 1 pick before me. So I'm like, I might as well pick Robert Woods here. But I wanted to get Cooper Kupp. He is the guy. I think you could say he's arguably best wide receiver in football right now.
I think that you guys will really struggle against teams who can run the football. The Bucs have absolutely no running game. Tom Brady was their leading rusher yesterday with 14 yards. So, I mean, you have a competent running back. Who knows? Maybe that game's different. Really sure they had to throw 55 times because they were down for most of the game.
He threw 55 times.
Maybe all of the game.
For 432 yards. Big Ben threw 58 times for 318.
We got some old QBs in the NFL.
Big Ben blows. It's so awesome to see.
Yeah, it's awesome. That those 2 highlights yesterday where he just threw the ball and fell down and then the interception right to it. I sent some of my Steelers friends that one GIF where you have those guys marching with the casket on their shoulders doing the dance. I'm like, this is Brown fans. Every time I get to see Big Ben play, so I hope Big Ben continues to play. I know he didn't play the Rams or the Buccaneers yesterday, but congrats to you, Gianni. You're 3-0. You've won 3 games in a 17-game season. And you're already declaring a Super Bowl. So I hope Matt Stafford. Hold on here.
I declared an NFC championship appearance.
Yes,
for Super-
NFC Championship. So it'd be a very, it'd be a big shame if Cooper Kupp tore his ACL or Matt
Okay,
Stafford tore his
all right.
ACL or
Okay.
maybe Robert Woods.
Why him? Honestly, at this point, though, I wouldn't be shocked because this dude sucks in fantasy this year. What a waste of a pick.
Yeah.
3 weeks in. Come on, relax over there.
Didn't Aaron Donald assault somebody this offseason?
Yeah,
He
he
needs
got away
to
with
get
it. You know, innocent until proven guilty. He was on
No,
camera doing it.
I
unbelievable.
thought they said it wasn't him.
What do you
Oh.
mean it wasn't him? How can you tell?
Yeah, how could it not be him?
Didn't the guy hit him?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Yeah, he got dismissed of everything.
No,
Okay.
that was somebody else.
No, Aaron Donald. Yes, it was in Pittsburgh
Yes.
because he went to the University of Pitt. Yes, it was in Pittsburgh. He got dismissed of everything. It wasn't even him.
All right.
Chase Claypool that did that?
No, that one was real. That one was really Chase Claypool outside the bar. That was Chase Claypool because he's a bitch. That one was real. No, Aaron Donald. Don't worry. Gianni, I got you.
Donald slander here.
Gianni, I'm there for you. I'm not going to report false information like Brandon does sometimes. I mean, it's ridiculous. But all right, let's go to the last game, and then we'll preview Monday night, and then we'll jump into the ball pit. We got to say farewell to the Cleveland Indians. We got to talk
Yes.
about some other things. Cleveland Browns, Sam.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'll tell you what, I missed the whole first quarter.
Is that a pro move?
Or for most of it, not a pro move,
okay.
actually. My Apple Maps kept on telling me, I went up to Cleveland, my Apple Maps kept on telling me to get off earlier than I should have, and I didn't listen. And I should have listened because the semi flipped over. I was sitting through about 30 minutes of traffic.
Always listen to Google.
So
Maps.
so I was just screaming in my car, yelling at people in front of me to move when they couldn't. I was yelling at the Browns for going for it on fourth down 2 times in a row. So I think Coach K, had to settle it down a little bit. He owned up to his mistakes, run the ball more. On that 3rd and 1 where we passed the ball and then had a broken play with Baker sacked. I was getting nervous, but the Browns played absolutely out of their mind after that.
They did, and the sack. Baker was sacked 5 times. Listen, give credit to the Bears defense. They have a tough front seven.
They have a great defense.
They have one of the best front sevens you're going to see in the NFL. You had Jedrick Wills, who was playing on a bad ankle. Maybe was 70%, but he was getting beat a lot. They put in Blake Hands, who then just was garbage. I kind of expect to see James Hudson, the rookie out of Cincinnati, and they trotted Wills back out there. I don't like Wills playing right now if he's not healthy. He's more valuable to us later in the season, aka when our divisional games start in October. I know every game matters, but would you rather have him, now or at 70% all season, or have him at 100% in 3 more weeks for the rest of the season? It's just
Right. Well, if Chris Hubbard wasn't hurt, I don't think he would have played.
that is, Chris Hubbard's hurt too. I mean, that's
That's
a
a
good
big
point.
loss. Yeah.
But I also think this: Nick Chubb. You can say it was more so the Bears. You can say it was our offensive line. I mean, Jack Conklin looked yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
our guards were phenomenal. Teller and Batonio. Treader looked old, but Conklin had a bad. Listen, we can have the top offensive line.
You're gonna have off games.
You're gonna have
You
exactly.
can't-
You're gonna have
can't
off
play on-
games.
You can't.
he was only the leading
Sure.
rusher of the football game.
Who?
Nick Chubb.
He had 80 yards.
84 yards.
84
I know.
yards,
I
yeah.
know. But
Started off very slow, yes.
very, very. I mean, it wasn't the Nick Chubb we were accustomed to seeing. And granted, he gets better as the game goes on, which he did in the fourth quarter. He hit some runs, but
And that's just kind of football, though.
Imagine not having a really good running back that's a backup.
Yeah.
I mean, Kareem Hunt yesterday
Yeah, talk about a fun game to watch Kareem Hunt in.
he runs so angry. It looks like I mean on Twitter people are saying he looks like he knows it's the last time he's ever going to be able to run the football.
Which is how you should do it.
I mean, I agree. I love when he hurdles because he like waves his arms in the air when he hurdles somebody, like he's punching the air or something. But Kareem Hunt, huge yesterday.
I thought he was going to throw the ball on that one hurdle where
yes.
I was like, what is he doing? Yeah, but
I was serious. I went back and saw the hurdle against the Eagles last year for a touchdown where he jumps over an Eagles defender, and as he's jumping, it's
he jumps in the air twice.
with his arms. Yeah,
Yeah.
and his arms. It's like, dude, are you climbing a ladder? Or what are you doing?
He's incredible. He's so much fun to watch. I hope this is finally the game where Stefanski realizes give Kareem Hunt the ball more. I was screaming that against the playoffs versus the Chiefs. It's like this dude will win you a football game. He runs so angry. He wears you down. And you could argue that Kareem Hunt opened up, for Nick Chubb to get,
yeah, exactly.
eventually get that
Because-
84 yards.
Because when Kareem Hunt comes into the game, defenses don't know if he's running or if he's going to be, as a receiver.
Right.
To me, honestly, though, the Browns' best offensive play call is the halfback screen. It's
100%.
ridiculous.
It works every time.
Because our offensive line's so good. Kareem Hunt's great. Nick Chubb can catch the ball. Not the best at it, as we know.
I'd rather have Kareem catching the ball.
Absolutely. But it's like that's the play that if you need a big chunk of yardage, you go do it every time and you're fine. Listen, OBJ welcome back game. I believe did he hit the over on the yards? I think he had 73. I believe it was fifth.
Like for the game over?
Yeah, what was his
43 and a half killed it.
Okay, yeah, killed it. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
5 catches, 73 yards.
Yards and receptions he hit.
Listen, Baker sacked 5 times coming off the shoulder injury. He looked off, but he made throws when he needed to later in the game, especially that drive at the end of the first half where they went down and scored the touchdown throw to Hooper.
Jones came up clutch.
He did.
Yes.
He did. I will say, those throws, those back shoulder throws that Baker made were only where his guys could get them. There was a lot of people who thought that was just bad throws. I mean, those were just beautiful dots.
Well, the one to OBJ specifically, that's a comebacker. Quarterbacks are looking straight up field, and that's first of all, that's chemistry right there. So that's a promising note, promising remark.
Chemistry, Baker and OBJ?
Yeah.
No, you're lying.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I think we're better without him.
Yeah, no.
could be. And then DPJ, that's his best route.
I agree. DPJ with the back shoulder is his best route.
He catches it every time.
Yeah, the second catch was identical to the game winner versus the Bengals.
exactly.
Absolutely identical. And listen, Baker finished 19 for 31. That is
horrendous by his standards.
That's not average.
This year, yeah.
That's better than average. That's like a pretty normal stat line for most QBs. Maybe a little more completions out of that, but we've got a great defense.
Yeah, 5 sacks too, like we said.
We did what we needed.
Started slow. Here we go. We got Felton with 2, Hooper with 2, Higgins with 2, DPJ with 2, Kareem Hunt with 6, and then OBJ with 5. That's spreading the ball around. We ran the ball well.
That's what you have to do. Listen, I think the Browns as a whole offensively yesterday played a B- game. As a whole, I think Baker played a C game. I think there was the offensive line played a C+, B- game as a whole. Maybe Nick Chubb, you could say, played a B. Like, no, we did not play our best ball. We still won by 20 points. The Browns had 9 sacks. Myles Garrett, for all the haters out there saying he's overpaid, not worth the money. Maybe talking to the guy that owns the house upstairs, not the Myles Garrett guy. 4.5 sacks.
Well, he's just a big Rudolph guy.
Oh,
The guy upstairs, I heard he really agrees with what Rudolph said.
yeah. I don't know about that one, but listen, Myles Garrett was just trying to put the helmet back on Mason Rudolph's head.
Joke.
JOK, phenomenal. Greg Newsome, really good game. Let's hope the MRI comes back negative on his calf. Ronnie Go Live had a pretty nice game, lining up at linebacker every now and then.
Love Ronnie. I love the red hair.
Tack McKinley had one of his best games as a professional yesterday, although he didn't. Clowney, great game.
2 sacks.
Listen, I know the Bears' offensive line sucks, but for you to still get 9 sacks in a single game still says something more about your defense.
Something's fishy there. It really is. I seriously wonder if Matt Nagy was trying to make a statement. I mean, his play calling, there's something you can do, like a scheme, whether it's the plays you call, to where you no longer give up 9 sacks. But even Myles Garrett said it. The team was just playing possessed out there. They're playing together, having a ball. So, 9 sacks isn't out of the realm of crazy. And I think we'll see Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah for the rest of the season.
I think
as a starter.
I think you have to.
Absolutely have to.
And if it's not every single game, I think he needs to start, because what did you play yesterday? You played a mobile quarterback. Now, granted, Fields didn't run. Now that could be because he couldn't run. Yeah. He needs to be in the game when you play mobile quarterbacks. He should have been in the game against Houston when Tyrod Taylor started taking off. He will be in the game as the quarterback spy, assuming he's healthy, when Lamar comes to town when we play the Ravens. Kyler Murray, he'll be in there. I mean, anybody that's going to be able to run, I think that's exactly what they got JOK for. And I think that's the perfect and ideal type of player you want to fill that void that we have not had. Last year we had who? Sione Taki trying to tackle Lamar Jackson?
Mac Wilson. I mean, it's incredible he fell to the second round.
Shout out Mac Wilson.
Incredible he fell to the second round.
Yeah, whoever leaked the heart issue with him, real MVP.
Yes,
real
thank
MVP.
you.
Whoever did
well,
that.
I heard it was Andrew Berry.
Stud. Andrew Berry's the GOAT. Brandon, any final thoughts for you about the Browns moving to 2-1?
Like you guys said, it was a great game. I mean, we played great defensively. If we played that great against the Bears, I can't wait to see how we treat the Steelers and Bengals O-line.
Oh.
Yeah, and here we go. I'll just count every player who got a sack or half a sack. We have 1, Tack McKinley, 2, Malik Jackson, 3, Ronnie Harrison, 4, Clowney, and he had 2. And then Joke had a half a sack, and then Miles Garrett had 4.5. So that's what I lost my count. What, 5, 6?
5 or 6, I think you said.
If you have 6 players in your defense who can get a sack in a game, your defense is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, no matter what the offensive
They're
line
gelling.
is.
We should have had our first takeaway. Absolutely egregious call. The NFL, please send us an apology for that. I don't know. How do you not deem that ball uncatchable? 10 feet over Robinson's head. Maybe it was.
Uncatchable for Robinson, for I think it was Mooney who was coming behind.
Yeah, probably
him.
Mooney.
Catchable for him, but
Maybe that's what they're calling there. I don't know.
It could have been.
He did propel himself off of Allen Robinson. You can't deny that. But like I said yesterday, if the receiver did that, that's offensive PI.
Exactly.
That's not
Exactly.
defensive
That's
PI.
not.
It's an uncatchable ball, and by rule, you should be able to do that. I'm pretty sure if it's uncatchable, you can just tackle the guy.
Well, even if it's uncatchable, I mean, if he intercepts the ball, I guess you can't say it's incomplete. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was in the extreme minority there. They should have never been in that position. I would have declined the penalty and made it 4th down because the Bears weren't moving the ball. If you're playing a team that has Aaron Rodgers, the Rams offense, Tom Brady, like I totally back him up to 3rd and whatever it was. The Bears couldn't do shit. I was totally in the minority yesterday, but I said decline the penalty, make it 4th down. Because I was not worried one bit. Before we move on, Gianni, I'll let you get your words in here, and then we got to address some people in the ball pit, and then quickly preview the game, and then we will open up the phone lines to see we have people in the ball pit that want to call in and talk. So your thoughts on the Browns?
Yeah, obviously, I liked how the Browns played. I was excited to see what Justin Fields would do and how the Browns would handle that, and obviously, the Browns completely shut him down. You know, I've always been high on the Browns since the beginning of the season. I think the Browns are going to be good.
Thank you.
You know, we'll bring up the Larry Andrews comment about OBJ here soon. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see what OBJ does. OBJ always was, you guys know, I've said it since the beginning of the year. I was always worried when OBJ came in what Baker would do when OBJ came in because from last year, once OBJ came in, or once OBJ left, I should say, the Browns started playing way better. So I don't know. That was always my question mark. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens. I like how the Browns are playing though, especially defensively.
They'll go to Minnesota next week, which I'm happy the Vikings won. I didn't want to go in and face a winless Vikings team that was going to be desperate for a win. Not saying they're going to relax a little bit, but I think you know what I mean. All right, to the ball pit now. Let's see where we start. Larry Andrews, just not a Baker fan, says that Baker doesn't throw the long ball well and has happy feedback that OBJ is back in the lineup. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Baker Mayfield had happy feet a couple of times versus the Chiefs and the Texans. That's just something that he's trying to lose the bad habit of that he gained during the Freddie Kitchens era. And hey, listen, Baker's only leading the league in passing percentage. He has the 5th most attempted passes over 20 yards. So you know what, Larry? Looking at your stats, you were completely wrong. And I guess you are back on the drugs. You said you were off of them, and the allegations, I shouldn't say it. But Larry, with those takes, it's seeming pretty obvious to me, and I hope you find the help that you need, Larry.
I mean, listen, I said Baker played a C game. I told Brandon, our buddy Tyler Dalzell, who's in the ball pit yesterday, I said that. I don't take the clown from somebody we know in a group chat.
Yeah, look, I mean, we had OBJ. His first game back.
I'm just referring to something that happened earlier in our group chats. He is to me a fake fan. He texts me every other day, making Baker slander. He sends me Snapchats at the Browns Stadium saying Baker isn't worth it. He also thought Sam Darnold should have been the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, and to me, that's the biggest clown take of all time. So we're not even going to address his name. He doesn't deserve the recognition. Also went to Browns games when the Chargers were in town and took Chargers gear. To me, that's just not how it should be. Fair-weathered fan.
Baker also looked very, very slow yesterday. He had 4 carries for 31 yards.
And a terrible spin move.
Yeah, a horrific spin move that could have.
Hey, if that's Lamar Jackson, we're playing that 50 times on ESPN.
Oh my God,
that's Patrick Mahomes.
Jackson Mahomes is.
Yeah,
I don't even want to say it in the stance.
Yeah, that's an SC top 10 play. If it's any other quarterback in the league. So hey, look, Baker has a lot to overcome. Still has a lot of progression to do, but it's his 2nd season under Kevin Stefanski with the same offense. OBJ's back. Worked him really well into the mix. It wasn't like Baker was forcing it at all. So, hey, I guess Larry has a point, but everyone has a right to a point. So thank you, Larry.
I love you, Larry. I
Yeah.
still do.
Thank you, Larry.
All right,
Loyal
boys,
listener.
I'm gonna say that we have the phone lines opening up here in a second. I know Zone K Dog, Calvin Casper want to call in. I know Nate Rearick wants to call. I'm gonna let him be the first one because he's got a basketball game coming up.
Okay.
I think he wants to go over play calls potentially for this basketball game. I know you and I shared a court with Nate one time. But quickly, guys, just who are we taking tonight? Monday Night Football game. We're gonna end this around 8:10 before kickoff. 8:10. So we got about 25 to 35 more minutes of this show, episode 65. So. Gianni, quickly to you. You taking the Eagles on the road, or are you taking the home Dallas Cowboys?
I will never bet on the Cowboys, so I'm taking the Eagles. Simple as that. And you guys know the reasons. For people who don't know, very down on the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys.
Brandon.
Give me the Cowboys.
Sam.
I've got the Cowboys -3 if I could.
It's gonna be 2-2, folks. I'm with Gianni. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. Tyler Dalzell and I high on Jalen Hurts. Brandon Ranke, I mean, just thinks that like there's so many good quarterbacks. I mean, he thinks Carson Wentz is better than Jalen Hurts. It's laughable at this point. You did say Carson Wentz is the top 10 quarterback. That's why you took him in fantasy football.
As a 16-round pick.
I don't know. You should have to drop him because he sprained both his ankles. But I'm taking the Eagles tonight as well. And with that, for the first time in, I think, 3 weeks, the phone lines are open. So I know first up we're going to talk to Nate Rearick. I know he had some things to say. We're going to wish him luck in his big basketball game tonight. But other than that, everybody is allowed to call in to the ball pit. The phone line of Cover Your Balls is brought to you by Scuddy. Shout out to Rob Williams. And other than that, we'll touch on, the Cleveland Indians played their last home game today as the Cleveland Indians. And sad,
farewell.
I just willingly put out there that I'm not getting worked up over it, but to me, it's always going to be the Cleveland Indians. That's all we've known our entire lives. Then you get the people out there that you put that, and they freak out on you, like, oh, it's a freaking team name, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why are you getting so worked up over it then?
Like, are we going to change every name? Like, is every team going to change? Like, are the Braves, are they going to change their name? No.
Probably not.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
it's Chicago Blackhawks.
I mean, you have all these college teams, like the Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, the one that dresses up as a Seminole or rides a horse onto the field before every game.
They're never going to change that. So why are we changing the Indians? And we even did a poll. I think they did a poll.
Yeah.
And they said they didn't care about the name.
It was Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo.
I would have asked them.
Hey, take it off then. Take it off.
I would ask if they were okay with a feather, because then you can make that feather the I in Indians.
Of course.
We've seen shirts like that from people around here. Either way, it is what it is. It is the last official home game of the Cleveland Indians.
We sold our soul for the All-Star game is what we did.
Hey, maybe they'll change it back.
Maybe they will. And we go live to the Cover Your Balls hotline now, presented by Scuddy. Nate Rearick.
Yes,
Nate,
sir.
What's up?
Yes, sir. Hey, guys. Hey, how's everyone doing?
Doing
Great.
You're live with Gianni, Sam, Brandon, and Mitch.
Yeah, so, I called you earlier. I heard you talking a little bit about the Notre Dame College Falcons. I wanted to chime in a little bit about that topic, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we were just talking about really good college football teams in the state of Ohio.
Well, okay, college football, fantastic. Love, their program's awesome. A lot of great guys on that team, a lot of straight athletes. Great team. Now, the only thing that I would like to talk about is you have Brandon Ranke there on the show today.
Yep.
He was a huge. He said the baseball program was the best one he's ever seen in his life.
Oh wow!
And I just strongly disagree with that. And I just want to hear his thoughts on why he thinks that. Is it the coaching? Is it the head coach? I mean, I just want to hear his thoughts.
So
let me give me.
I'll read on the question. I don't want you to pull that off. Watch where you're pulling it. I don't want you to pull things off the table. Brandon, are the headphones for Brandon weren't hooked up yet, so he's going to take Sam's headphones and put them on right now. And he has
completely agree, Nate.
But yeah, Sam completely agrees with you. So the headphones are now on Brandon. Go ahead and phrase your question again, please.
Oh, okay. Hey, Brandon. Hey. Hope you're doing well, man. Hey, real quick. I know you guys earlier were talking about the Notre Dame college football team. Fantastic program, fantastic team. A lot of great guys on that team. But I want to scoot over to the baseball program and how I know last year, maybe 2 years in a row, you were saying how it's just a dynamic and just powerful, awesome powerhouse baseball program that place has. And I kind of disagree. So I just kind of want to hear why you think that.
Oh, they're the best in Division II for baseball, I think. I mean, Len Barker is your head coach. Joe Charbonneau hitting coach. I mean, those are two 50-year-old MLB players. I mean, they've been out of the league for 50 years. That's a recipe for success.
Okay. Yeah. I guess, I can't argue with that. Wow. unfortunately, I gotta hop off the call here. I got a very important basketball game I gotta play here in a couple minutes. But I think maybe next show we could have a part 2 of this conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think-
Because I'd like to elaborate more on this. I gotta go out there, drop a couple points. Colin Sexton's here to watch me, maybe take his place next year. So I got to make sure I get loosened up and ready to go. So I'm gonna have to hop off here, boys.
Nate, before you go, Sam doesn't have his headphones on, but he has the mic in front of him still. I think Sam says he has a certain play call he'd like you to run tonight.
Okay, let's hear it.
What play call for Nate tonight?
Yeah, Duck Duck Goose. I don't know if you remember it, but
Yep. Okay.
All right,
We can get
just
that
one
going.
time.
I can put it on the whiteboard.
Yep, Duck Duck
Sounds
Goose
good.
needs to be ran tonight, and my one play call tonight is ham and cheese on rye.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. I will keep that in mind. I'll definitely get that going.
All right, Nate, have fun tonight. Good luck, and don't suck.
Thank you. Hey, appreciate it.
Of
Appreciate
course.
you giving me the time. Talk to you later.
Yep, talk to you later.
I can hear him.
That was Nate calling to bust Brandon's balls. Well, until somebody else calls now, boys, I do have a question. As we've seen, there's been a lot of theories out there for why players get hurt. Brandon, you're one of, Saquon, you thought he had a bad game. He was out partying at Penn State. You got a little worried as a fantasy football owner.
I was about to trade him.
Do we think, Jed Wills now has got left for snaps in all 3 games? Do we think Jed Wills needs to stop with the progressive commercials with Baker Mayfield? Do we think that Jed Wills could be cursed? He's focusing too much on the yard sale with his pads instead. Oh, and the book club, kicking Amy out of the book club. Do you think that's the issue right now? Jed Wills is focused on commercials?
I think he just has too big of a baby face right now. Needs to age a little bit, and hopefully he'll toughen up. But hey, left tackle is a tough position to play, especially when you're blocking, 300-pound men consistently every week. So hopefully we'll get Chris Hubbard back. Give some time for Jed Wills, but he's fantastic in the commercials. I'd argue he's almost, he's a better actor than Emily Mayfield. No offense to you, Emily, but he's almost as good as actor as Baker.
Baker's a phenomenal actor. He really is.
I mean, maybe he needs to go back to college and beer pong. I mean, Saquon had touchdown this week.
Let it all out.
Something like that.
He did let it all out. Listen, if anybody's out there in the ball pit wants to call, the number is on the screen. The hotline is presented by Scuddy, our first official sponsor, as we have another call. Wow, look at that. Just they hung up.
Terrible.
Should we call him back?
Depends who it was.
Oh, there he is. There he is again. I think we are going to go live, possibly in the car, maybe Indianapolis. Daddy Mac.
Hey, good evening, fellas. How we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good evening, Daddy Mac.
Oh, good. Hey, we are just out in the neighborhoods of downtown Indianapolis walking the dog, me and my lovely bride.
Boo.
Boo, Judy McLaughlin, of course.
Boo.
But yeah, we right now Artie is Frenching with another neighborhood dog right now.
Oh, okay. We try to keep this podcast
Sheesh.
PG. Can you please knock it off?
I apologize, boys.
This is, what's on your mind, though? What's on your mind?
Not much really. I just kind of wanted to talk about my favorite team, the Philadelphia
Yes.
Eagles.
Okay. Are you taking Are you taking the Eagles tonight?
Yes, I am, and I am picking them to cover as well.
Wow. Full. What is the
Yeah,
cover? What do we-
Eagles cover.
Ballsy.
3.5.
It's up at 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 3.5. Yep. I'm sure Sam will bet the opposite now.
I actually already have the Cowboys -3 locked in. So I'll tell you what I'll do for you is I'll take a Cowboys 3-point win, give you the win, as long as Devontae Smith goes over 56.5 receiving yards.
Devontae Smith, huh?
You're
Devontae
laughing.
Smith,
You think
nah,
that's a bad
I'm
pick.
sorry.
Why do you think
Big
it's bad?
Eagles
No,
fan, and you're laughing at the pick.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see. Excited to watch it. I'm actually going to be at work. I have a night shift tonight, so I'm dreading that.
Sheesh.
Wow. You make sure you get a lot of bangs in you.
Oh yes,
Adderall,
you got it.
cocaine.
I think you'd die if you did all that stuff.
Honestly, I think if you don't
Diet
do
Coke?
that, you're just not Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Yep, Diet Coke. Diet Coke's really good. Favorite drink there is. But JJ, or Daddy Mac, excuse me. I talked thinking of your grandson there. Sorry, once you mentioned your dog was French kissing another dog, I've just been completely thrown off.
Yes, yeah, that caught me off guard too. I'm not gonna lie. We're not sure what Artie's sexuality is yet, so I guess he's exploring.
Fair enough. I do need to ask.
Yeah.
Do need to ask. You are a Jalen Hurts truther, correct?
Oh yes, he's on my fantasy team. I am a big Jalen Hurts truther. I think he's going to be very good. What's up?
Where would you rank Jalen Hurts as an NFL quarterback?
I'd put him fantasy-wise. He's a top 10 quarterback for sure.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, I'd probably put him about halfway, like half the league. So I think he's around 15, 16.
All right, top 15 though. We'll say top 15.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, cool. Top 15.
Top 15.
Top 15. Brandon
I like
ranking is once again wrong. I just wanted to ask. So, all right, hey, you know what? You have a great night at work. Remember to cover your balls while you're at work tonight. Remember to
Sure do
always.
stink.
What'd you say?
So they sure do stink.
Yeah, they sure do stink. You need to make sure you wash those things too every once in a while. All right,
Well,
tell me.
if I want to retain my employment, I better cover my balls because I'm not sure I'll be working if my balls are just out and about.
Well, you've learned
thanks
from your
for the
past
advice.
mistakes when you expose yourself on camera on the freshman basketball team. So thanks for the call, Daddy Mac.
You got it, boys. Have a good night.
Well, then, all right. That one was a little bit of egregious. We go to the ball pit though, Sam.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sam Chaney poses the question: is Mr. Summers going to make his huge announcement tonight in regards to your college enrollment?
Yeah, I'm coming back for a 6th year. Actually at Kent State. May show up this weekend and hit on some freshman and sophomore ladies. So,
Wow.
oh yeah. I'm 24 years old, so I like them young.
On Sunday.
Were ya?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. You know, I do love the.
Actually, there for work, I was recording a shout out to Phi Mu sorority. I was recording their bid day all day.
Nice. Phi Mu.
nice.
Phi Mu.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
I actually, I used to hook up with a Phi Mu actually.
Sam's
So
favorite sorority.
yeah. Actually, Beth Hitty, if you're watching.
Shout out to Beth.
Yeah.
Shout out to Beth.
He's still thinking about you.
Yeah, I am. I really am. Down in Columbus now, not thinking about me, but that's okay.
Oh, so you know where she lives, everything.
Oh yeah, no, this wasn't a joke. I'm very open and honest in this podcast. So.
Touchy subject.
No, if it was touchy subject, he wouldn't have had the balls to bring it up himself.
True.
Well, we are covering your balls. You got to be ballsy here.
It's not just always sports balls, people. I mean, we cover everything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You sure you're going to Kent again, or are you going to go to Columbus? I mean,
You know, I'm
Looks like you're
actually
debating.
not enrolling in a 6th year, but I may. Who knows? I'm looking at a few classes, maybe basketball, anything to get me back enrolled at Kent State and eligible.
you should
Basketball class?
you should take the Will Ferrell
Oh yeah,
class.
yeah. There's a Will
Or
Ferrell,
Adam
Adam Sandler, basketball. I mean, it's Kent State for you. That's the education they provide. Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, basketball, and I think you graduate with a degree if you have those 3 classes.
Wow, that's mind-boggling. All right. Love it. All right, well, unless anybody else wants to call, we have a couple things we can touch on before we wrap this thing up. Let's touch on Kevon Pope, the linebacker for Ohio State, who just quit in the middle of the football game on Saturday night against Akron. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, I'm in full support of most people when they want to take, I guess, an individual action and stand up for themselves. I think he's just a little disappointed with how his career ended up, not really getting any playing time at Ohio State. So I guess good for him. I don't know, not really cool quitting on your team.
Oh wait, we have a new caller to the ball pit.
Second half.
Before we get the rest of everybody else's takes on Kevon Pope, we go back to the Cover Your Balls hotline now. We welcome in. I know that the phone says Matthew, but I know this is probably not Matthew Casper.
Yeah, this is Calvin Casper.
Calvin,
First time caller.
Oh, first time caller. Here, well, let's give him a nice little applause here. All right, Calvin. I think I know why you're calling. I think Gianni.
Yeah, I think me and the ball pit just want to ask, what went on in the wiffle ball league?
So what really happened was, one, the league commissioner, didn't set up the playoffs seeding correctly. That is first and foremost. He had the 1 seed play the 2 seed in the semifinals, I think
that's fair.
I think you can agree with that. It should have been the championship match. I also think that us old guys that we were in such a groove that having to sit for a month and a half, we didn't play to our full capability. We were rusty, but at the end of the day, we got our ass kicked. Simple as that.
Wow.
And we lost to Calvin's team. Calvin's calling
wanna
in
hear the real story now?
Calvin's calling in for his props. No, Gianni, there is no real story. We had to adapt,
You wanna hear the real reason?
and we didn't adapt.
Does Gianni have any words regarding this? I know he was very vocal at the game.
He's gonna have a lot
Do I have
of
any
words.
reasons? Well, first of all, the points that Mitch brought up, we didn't play for a month, and we had to play the 2 seed. Those are obviously valid arguments, but arguably the biggest value that they had to nerf our team in order for everyone else to have a chance. Let's just put it this way: I was by far, the most dominant pitcher everyone's ever seen in wiffle ball.
We'll see this. The award show is Sunday for the Wiffle Ball League, the Ohio Wiffle Ball League that we're in. Early indications show that the voting took place before the playoffs started. Early indications show that Gianni is the front runner for the regular season Cy Young. Okay.
Very nice.
If I got a vote, I would cast my vote towards Gianni for Cy Young.
Yeah, exactly. So there is. I mean, Gianni was the best pitcher in the Ohio Wiffle Ball League. So go ahead and continue your rant now.
And Larry Andriff, if he's watching right now, I don't want to throw too much shade, but I will say, and he admitted to me at the game that he was not well aware of everything he was doing. I think he's had a few drinks. Sam mentioned he did have a drug problem.
Yes.
Hopefully he's
Allegedly.
Hopefully he's figuring those out.
I don't think he does. He does not. I know Larry.
But this is all a joke, by the way. Anyways, but
Satire.
Not this part. The drug part was.
Drug part is definitely a joke. This part is not a joke from Jerry.
This part was, it took place, I was so dominant that Larry Andriff took it upon him to nerf our team, basically. And for those who don't know, wiffle ball, you use scuffed wiffle balls to make your pitches move certain ways and stuff. It's a part of wiffle ball. If you know anything about wiffle ball, it's that you scuff your wiffle balls and you cut your wiffle balls. Well, I was so dominant and so precise and so... anything you can think of a pitcher in wiffle ball. I spent hours in my backyard practicing these pitches, perfecting these pitches, and Larry Andriff banned those wiffle balls. So I had to pitch with the regular wiffle balls that nobody likes using, and it's just not the same. And I had no practice with them whatsoever all year. It was just a BS call. They needed to nerf our team because we were so dominant during the year that they just couldn't allow the dominance to continue in the playoffs. So, I think everyone else in the league knows who is the champions, so it doesn't bother me that much. Honestly, I forgot that even happened before Calvin even said it.
I totally expected this phone call to happen tonight, whether it was from Calvin or anybody else. Calvin, now I believe you guys play Sunday in the championship.
Yeah, we do.
So you guys play. I don't even know who you guys play, but I just know that you guys are going to win.
We play. Yeah, I don't think it matters at this point.
And I heard that.
Yeah, we're going to win, but
referee of the game. I heard that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't want to eat up too much of your time, but I just want to call out one person, Carson Roggenberg, the self-proclaimed Cy Young of the league, totally choking in their semifinal matchup.
Carson Roggenberg did choke so bad in the semifinal matchup. They did not even play a full game because the time limit hit because I think he walked 13 batters in one inning. It was
at least.
It was abysmal. It was terrible. That team was a joke. They might have been the biggest joke of the league for people that thought they had a chance. We all know who the really bad team was that won one game all year. Not one series, one game. That multiple tears were shed by that team throughout the course of the season. We were part of the reason why. But yeah, Carson,
perfect game.
Carson Roggenberg and that team, absolutely abysmal. And they deserve to be knocked out. But Calvin, we wish you the best of luck. Not only
thank you.
I know Gianni's upset, but at the end of the day, I have to take it, put blame on myself. I know Nico owned up to it. Our lineup didn't perform. Our lineup, the most lethal lineup, I think in the wiffle ball league, we came up short. I think I had 4 strikeouts. I think Nico had 4 strikeouts. It was bad. You guys knew how to pitch us.
We all know it.
Yeah, that was really our game plan going into it.
Yeah.
Strike everyone out and dominate and just whip it out.
You guys did
We
that.
all knew what happened.
We usually did that all season long. But so they will be in the Ohio Wiffle Ball League Championship on Sunday afternoon at Larry's house at Forest Field. So
Mickey Mouse ring.
I'm sure Gianni is, since we've lost, called it a Mickey Mouse ring.
It is. I mean, they had to change the rules to hurt the best team in the league. It's Mickey Mouse ring.
Yeah. Mid playoffs too.
He's
no,
not.
before the playoffs.
It was before we had a
All
first round
season.
bye. We were the one seed. We had a first round bye. But either way,
We were dominant.
Either way, Calvin, maybe we can have you back on next Monday after you guys win the championship on Sunday.
All right.
Or lose.
Sounds good.
Or lose. Yeah, or we'll recap the Ohio Wiffle Ball League Championship next Monday.
I'll be bringing my Cy Young trophy with me.
All right. Okay, Gianni.
Do they drug test in this league?
Calvin, before you go, Carson is in the chat saying stop the slander. Any last words?
When you call yourself the Cy Young before the semifinal matchup, and then proceed to walk at least 30 guys. I don't know the exact number. It was somewhere close to there, but we're gonna start some slander.
Yeah, we're done. The slander is well deserved.
But it's pretty simple. If you say you're Cy Young over me, you're already high as a kite, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
Must be hanging out with Larry a little too much, Zone K Dog.
All right. All right, Calvin, thank you for the call. Good luck Sunday. We'll talk to you Monday.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
I was wishing that loss on you guys for quite a while. So maybe you've been jinxed by me. I don't know. I probably said it 3 or 4 times when Mitch kept on mentioning it. It was a big game Sunday, and I said, I hope you lose. What happens? I told Mitch break a leg. I think he would have been better off if he broke a leg. 4 strikeouts, swinging and missing what he does best. So,
hey, I drove in a run and I scored a run. We only had 3. I did my job as a
there you
team player. I personally want to put the blame on Derek Stout, the 14-year-old we had on our team. Just incredible, Derek.
You're hanging out with minors, and then you were
clutch all year.
Blaming him too.
Yeah, touching them too. So
that's not true. Whatever. That is not true whatsoever.
That's what you said earlier off air.
Kyle, if he's still in the chat, let me know about your homecoming coming up. They wanted me to take their pictures for their homecoming. This is just a reminder.
What Kyle? Kyle Heckman?
No, Roggenberg.
Oh, Carson.
Oh,
Carson.
well, Kyle Heckman.
Kyle Heckman is going to homecoming.
Yes, he is. I think he's taking a sophomore.
Yes.
A sophomore from Jackson. So
Yes,
congrats to Kyle Heckman, and I think his 16-year-old girlfriend.
15.
Is it
15, that's right. 15 and a half. She just got her temps, and he's teaching her how to drive. So good for Kyle in his minor.
Yes, Carson, very excited he was very excited for the homecoming date. I was at the Jackson football game, and he did introduce me to her.
Perfect, yes. And you know what they say, when you can't get your major, might as well pick up a minor.
Never heard that saying.
Never heard that saying before.
That's all right. That Carson is in high school, so this is not a situation.
Oh, okay. So we got confused. Kyle Heckman is dating a minor, but Carson is not. Okay.
Jesus Christ. All right, I think we need to stop there. It's 8 o'clock. Any final thoughts? Any potential bigger ball candidates? Wait, I'm so sorry.
Need to talk about
we need to make our big announcement. We need to announce and pick who the player is in the NFL that we are going to become the fan club of. I had asked people to pick a player, bring it to the table. I know Brandon, Sam, I know has a couple. Gianni, I'm not sure if he did. I had one in mind, but kind of like there's other shows that pick certain players, they ride with them through thick and thin. I felt it was appropriate for us now, having 4 people here, we pick a player and ride with them through the rest of the NFL season and beyond. And who knows, maybe start a fan club, maybe get them on the podcast. Before we know it.
You never know.
You never know. So, Gianni, I'll let you go last. Sam, who are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, Shai Tuttle. He's a defensive tackle for the New Orleans Saints. I've been a big fan of his last year since
Carson Roggenberg.
Wow,
since I first heard his name.
I'm sorry. I guess we're taking one more call. I guess we're going back to the ball pit. Carson Roggenberg is calling in. He's now live on the Cover Your Balls hotline.
First I got to put it out there. Zeke needs to put up 26 tonight for me. If he doesn't, I'm dropping him. I need this win. 2-1 sounds a lot better than 1-2. What do you guys feel? Zeke dropping 26 tonight?
No,
not a chance.
No shot.
No shot.
ESPN's giving me 22%. So I like that. I like fighting. I like being the underdog.
Okay.
But
good.
I do want to say to Gianni, I did fight hard for you to take our pictures, but my group said no. I tried.
Gianni's just shaking his head in disgust. He has no comment at this time.
It's gonna be like,
Well, we'll show up anyways.
blurry, probably on an Android, but that's okay.
Yeah, you seem like an Android type of person.
Just give us the address and we'll all be there.
Yeah, we'll come. We'll chaperone you.
Real simple. Yes, that'd be lit.
We'll be
You can be our
chaperones.
drivers.
Yes, exactly. We will be the drivers.
Love
We're
to.
gonna Cover Your Balls showed up to the Jackson High School and we're the official chaperones. Of the
Yes.
We're gonna
Yes.
get the podcast live.
We're coming live from Jackson High School.
Sam Summers would love that.
The homecoming podcast. You can have your own little table on the stage.
True.
Perfect.
Is that it, Carson?
Yeah, and I also feel like I do need to defend my wiffle ball statements. I did not say I was the Cy Young. I said I was the easy runner-up, and I also am going to play the rusty card. I hadn't been on the bump in a month and a half. I'm coming off a Tommy John surgery, so.
Well, you know what? Maybe if you didn't drink every day, K-Dog, you wouldn't be so rusty.
Maybe if I wasn't on Larry's shit.
Maybe if you weren't more worried about pitching this past summer and playing shortstop, it'd be a little bit better.
That's true. Summer baseball meant nothing. Wiffle ball is where I need to put my focus. I also would like to say I am resigning from the summer ball team to take my talents to the official wiffle ball league next year.
Well, wow. Live look at Vegas right now. The win total just skyrocketed up 5 wins for the summer ball team, Sam. That's huge. The Jackson 16U summer ball team win total just skyrocketed.
Thank you, Carson, for the call.
Thank you, Carson.
That's all I had to get off my chest. So thank you for.
I hope you have a great.
For letting me hop on.
I hope you have a great night. I hope Zeke absolutely disappoints you, and he hung up. That's enough out of him. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to our thing here. The phone line is now closed.
Yeah, Shy Tuttle. Absolutely huge fan of the name. Big defensive tackle out of Tennessee. He plays for the New Orleans Saints. Shy Tuttle is the guy I had in mind, and then my other ones. The other one was Matt Ryan. I'm just going to cross that out.
I like that.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Root for Matt Ryan in his older ages. But the other one I don't really want to say, but it was Jody Fortson with Catch of the Week. In my opinion, he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know if he's their backup tight end or what he is, but he basically caught the ball behind his head in an unbelievable fashion. So look out for that name, Jody Fortson. Huge TD. It got the Chiefs the lead, I'm pretty sure. And if the Chiefs would have held on, I would have had hit my teaser.
But you didn't.
But I didn't.
Hate to see that. I like Shy Tuttle so far. Brandon.
I had all day to think about this. Well, actually, I didn't have all day to think about it because I didn't even know personally.
Told you in my office earlier.
I thought it was just a joke. But
do you think this show's a joke? Do you think we brought you on here as a joke?
No, I just sometimes you joke. So, I only have one player in mind, and it's Mike Williams. I just think, Keenan Allen is always the focal point of that offense.
Where's the fun in that?
What do you mean?
Where's the fun in that? I don't know. Okay, Mike Williams.
I like Mike Williams.
Matt Ryan. There's.
Well, Matt Ryan's on the. Hate it. He's
Mike Williams is on the up and up.
Yeah. I would love to hear who you have.
Well, unfortunately, Calvin Casper put in the ball pit already who I was going for, Rodrigo Blankenship. The goggles says it all. Also, if we wanted to go for somebody local, I was thinking Ashton Doolin of the Indianapolis Colts, Canton boy. Played at Malone. He had a touchdown last week against the Rams
block kick.
When the Rams special teamer just decided not to get out of the way of the snap in the end zone.
Perfect.
That was a bold move by him. Also, honorable mention for me is Quentin Cephas. Do you like him?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
From Wisconsin?
Yes, on the Detroit Lions.
He's the best wide
Quentin
receiver.
Cephas.
Yeah.
Those are my three nominees. Johnny, do you have anybody?
I have one person and one person only. And that's
Cooper Kupp.
Matt Stafford.
Well, I would say Cooper Kupp, but he's already a superstar, so technically he's not in the running. Maybe a few years ago, that would have been the perfect pick. But I'm only going with one person, and that's Matt Gay, the Rams kicker. I think he's just like he's actually performing really well the last couple years. I remember the first year. I think it was the first game he played. We might have to fact check it, but I think the first game he played, he missed an extra point. Like the very first extra point he took after Greg Zuerlein left the Rams. And from the start, I was like, get this guy off. But he's actually done pretty well so far this year, and he did all right last year. So that's my guy.
I actually have another one. I think this is a good one.
Okay.
Jamal Williams.
Oh, he is fun.
Interviews are great.
Is that the guy from
the Lions?
Detroit?
Number one running back in Detroit right now.
Oh, don't say that to Sam. Sam doesn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call him the number one running back, considering he hasn't even received as many touches as DeAndre Swift. That's okay. DeAndre Swift, innocent, by the way. Put him in the fields of Ray Lewis and O.J. Simpson.
O.J. is innocent. Glove did not
I guess we're not sure. I just don't think
sure.
anything or...
About Jabril Peppers, we don't know about him either.
He killed somebody?
Yeah, you didn't hear about those? That's right after we traded him.
No, I didn't hear that.
Jesus Christ, I didn't hear that.
Great trade.
Great trade.
That's why we traded him.
Good.
Makes sense. Wow. All right. Well, I think we're going to have to discuss this off there then. This is.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll discuss off air. I mean, I think Shy Tuttle, maybe we'll pick somebody on the defensive side and somebody on the offensive side, and we'll just tweet at them saying, hey, you're sponsored by our show. So
we'll start doing weekly updates of their games.
Yeah.
Stats.
Yes.
Stats. We'll start taking bets on them if we were allowed to in Ohio, because we're not because of some corrupt legislature. Other than that, any bigger balls candidates today?
You know, I got no big balls candidates this week. None at all.
Johnny?
My bigger balls is Chipotle because they're about to make me a fire bowl after this show.
Don't
mention that after Mitch's day yesterday.
Don't bet on that one.
I did see Mitch's tweet.
I hope you have the exact change or the mobile app, because you cannot get Chipotle in Belden Village unless you have exact change or the mobile app.
I was at Chipotle a few weeks ago and I just paid cash.
Well, yeah, we went yesterday, and there was a sign on the door. It has to be exact change or mobile app.
How much is usually Chipotle order?
You never know. Just all I know is if you ask for double meat, they just give you half a scoop of regular chicken. They don't give you full.
I have a big balls candidate.
Okay, what is this?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
For getting Josh Gordon today.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's a good one.
You know, it seems like
everybody hyping it up like he's Randy Moss.
Yeah, and who knows? Andy Reid is already, he has some health concerns. My guess is maybe it has something to do with his obesity. Maybe his heart is weighing on him. That could be it. Then they got Josh Gordon. So who knows? Andy Reid could be a little unhinged, maybe a little stressed out from the signing. I hope Andy Reid gets well soon. But
my big balls candidate, first off, honorable mention, Kevon Pope for Ohio State, quitting in the middle of the game. You have big balls for that. My bigger balls candidate is Brandon Ranke because he thinks Joe Flacco is a Hall of Famer.
There's some stats to prove it.
And that's all we're going to say.
Man, we got dogs.
Myles Garrett said we got dogs yesterday in his post-game interview. It was pretty sweet.
Baker Mayfield also dropped a bunch of Kanye West references yesterday in the postgame.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's pretty raw. But guess what? Larry didn't like that.
Late registration from Larry.
Yeah, late. He's not about the life of Pablo.
Yeah, how can one man have all that power?
It's like he's jealous Baker has all the lights.
Yeah, we know Larry's been through a lot of 808s and heartbreaks.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
so amazing.
It is amazing. And Larry, you know what to do. Leave him be this week, buddy. You can power through and do it.
I actually just sent you a bigger balls candidate.
The music's already playing. What is this?
Yeah, a little too late. Next week.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's next week's candidate. Yep, 100%. Okay. All right, listen, for episode 65, glad to be back. You guys don't know this. We're back live next Monday. Jake Pilata joins us.
Yes.
Live in the ball pit in here. Jake Pilata is going to join us. It's going to be a lot of fun having him in here. Having to hear some of his absurd takes, I'm sure. Guy thinks he knows what he's talking about in football. They act like he played or something. I don't know. But for Brandon Ranke, Gianni Capuano, and Samuel Summers.
Sam Summers, yes. I was seeing if I could clip it on my gut. We'll forget it.
Okay, we'll cut that out.
Beth.
I'm Mitch Balla. We'll see you next week for episode 66 of Cover Your Balls. And in the meantime, cover your balls.
And we'll catch you later. Beth, I do think I'm in love with you. See you guys.